Hello, parents and professionals. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why putting up with stuff that is not the way it should be is a bad idea. So if you need to find some motivation to get you doing the getting things on track stuff, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. Make yourselves comfy, grab a cup of tea. Once upon a time, a long time ago, I was working and working and working and working. Listen, that's nothing new, but I was not doing so in a particularly effective way. And as it happened, there were certain things about my life that were probably starting to go a bit wonky, but it felt like I was too busy to do anything about them. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I speak to lots of parents, and I'll be honest, I speak to a lot of head teachers who say we have a problem, but now's not the right time to sort it out. Let me put it off for a little while. I'm too busy to attend to that problem right now. We'll circle back to it a little bit further down the line. I fully understand that mindset because that's the mindset that I was in a few years back. In fact, things got so bad, I was firefighting. You know that game Whack-A-Mole where you have like the little mole pops his head up and you whack it and then it pops up somewhere else? That was basically my life. I know that some of you are sitting there right now going, oh my God, I think that might be my life too. And I refer to it as firefighting because it's like you put out one little fire in one place and another one sprouts up somewhere else. And so it feels like some of those other problems that maybe are a little bigger, I'm just putting that out there, there might be slightly bigger problems, are not getting properly attended to because you're too busy doing the firefighting. So, for example, I've spoken to a parent on the phone today who has said that their child is anxious and school refusing, but now's not the right time to deal with it because they're very busy with work. And I can understand how that happens. What I'm saying is, it's not the right priority because when you deal with like that big thing that's going on over there, actually the firefighty stuff and the little whack-a-moles start taking care of themselves a little bit more, or at least you feel like you've got more energy to deal with them because you dealt with the big monster that's over there in the corner that's actually the big scary thing that really needs looking at. I have this, as I mentioned, with head teachers too, where they will say we've really got children struggling very badly with mental health issues at the moment, but I can't get you in to see our Senko because she's too busy dealing with the mental health issues in our children at the moment. And it's like, but if you got us in to deal with that, then you wouldn't be dealing with that anymore. Do you see what I mean? So anyway, back to my story. I was firefighting. I was running around like a headless chicken, trying to take care of too many different things, quite a lot of the time for other people, but not always. Some of it was my own stuff, and I wasn't dealing with the big stuff. And I realised that for about 3 weeks, there'd been something in my shoe. Okay? Now, we've all had that, haven't we? We've all had a time in the past when you've been walking down the street and you go, damn it, there's a stone or a pebble in my shoe. And you could stop and deal with the problem, take off the shoe and get the stone out. But maybe you don't. Maybe you do that thing where you go like, and you kind of tap the toe of your shoe as you just pause and you go, and you just kind of shuffle it down to the front. You don't really deal with the problem. You just shuffle the problem out of the way. You've done that. I know you have. We've all done this. Maybe you don't go for the toe. Maybe you go for the side of your foot. You like tip your foot over to the side and go, you just kind of shuffle that pebble over to the side. You'll deal with it later when you've got time. Right now, you don't have time to deal with this problem. I was doing that. I had something in my shoe for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of shuffling whatever that was down to the toe. We'll deal with it on a day when I can deal with it. Anyway, fast forward. I was getting ready for work one morning and my client had cancelled my morning appointment, but I didn't know until I was about to leave, so I was already ready. And I thought, you know what, I may as well just kind of get in early and just have a bit of a chilled morning and maybe sort some of those things out that have been on my mind. And I put my shoes on to leave for work, and I realised there is still something in my shoe. And now is a good time. Now is a good time to deal with the thing in my shoe. So I tipped my shoe upside down and it was a dead beetle. Yep. I'd been walking around with a dead beetle in my shoe for 3 weeks. And that is not acceptable. That is not an acceptable way for an adult to function. That's not okay. So here's the moral of the story. If there is a thing that you are experiencing with a child or a young person in your life, don't put it off. Don't turn it into the beetle in your shoe that you just kind of shuffle away. And I don't mean you're shuffling your children away. I mean that you are kind of sidelining the problem and firefighting it and kind of dealing with it day by day, but not really doing the thing that would actually solve it and resolve the issue. And that might mean that you need to cancel an appointment or take 10 minutes spare somewhere so that you can actually sit down and send that email, make that phone call, reach out to whoever you need to reach out to in order to be able to help that young person solve their problem. Putting up with a beetle in your shoe is exhausting and it is unnecessary. You are causing yourself to continue to deal with a pain that you do not need to have. And so if you can take the time to address this properly, you can actually get rid of that pain forever. And that young person who is probably going through the pain on a very different level to you will also get to deal with that pain and get rid of it forever. That is entirely possible, but you're probably going to need to pause at some stage and put the planning in place to be able to deal with this thing. Don't make it a beetle in your shoe. And that is everything I wanted to share with you for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!